Modern day politics are cumbersome and annoying at best, but Twitch politics are 5 times worse.
Hey, what's up, guys? Riff here. So today we're going to be talking about Denims TV, better known as the Hassan Piker Waiting Room, whose dashing political commentary is far more effective than any lullaby you'll ever encounter. Now, she's been very
That's probably the greatest amount of praise she will ever receive for any opinion she ever has. So mark this one on the calendar.
controversial for quite some time now, but her most recent controversy is a very odd one where she tried to expose Tectone with some DMs that they shared privately, and she thought this was a massive expose of Tectone. However, the public reaction has been the exact opposite. Many people thinking his messages were quite reasonable, and all of this shows just how out of touch people like Denims TV really are. Now, before we get into that current situation, let me just show you guys what Denims TV is all about. Let's show the highlight reel. This
Oh
isn't everything,
boy.
but just some of the things she's done. She was the person who upped a bounty from $20,000 to $30,000 on the head of Mark Kern over Stellar Blade outfit drama. She was also one of the members
What a beautiful life that must be, imagine.
of the sponsored Twitch panel where they made a race-based tier list with Arab creators being in the S tier and Jewish creators being in the F tier, meaning bad. And then she made many comments about Ethan Klein and his wife, Hila, including accusing Hila of killing unarmed children while she served in the IDF. And then shortly after that said the false CPS report
Damn.
made against their family was not a big deal because their children, 3 and 5 years old, were too young to form memories yet, which is a
Oh damn, this was one of the most insane takes ever. Okay, listen, if you're under 10, you're not really forming opinions and memories, so everything that happens to you is fine. Don't worry about it. Wow, this is that right there is definitely one of the most crazy, stupid, and unhinged things you can't say.
completely untrue statement whatsoever. And then she took her talents over to the now failed content cop on H3. You can see her in the background really showing off her empathy, doing a Fortnite dance. And then when Ethan Klein responded to that content cop and some of the claims made by Denims, and by respond, basically just show her own statements back to her, she spurred out and started crowdfunding a lawsuit against him for defamation. And despite her retraction requests, these were basically laughed at by Ethan Klein. And eventually, after 1 week, and after only funding less than 1/3 of her goal, she refunded everyone for the lawsuit.
1/3 of the goal. 50K raised? That is way more than that should have been raised in the first place. Jesus, look at this. 1K dono, 250. Man, these people just don't know what to do with their money, huh? You can donate to me. I'm up for it, you know.
Yes.
Through the power as long as I get a 1K donation. I'm fine with that.
So that's basically a taste of who she is. And one of her beefs that's been ongoing for about a year or two has been with Tectone. Now, it appears from what I've seen between their public interactions, they had good rapport until like late 2023, early 2024, where things got very sour between the two. And Tectone has a theory on this, as he shared in this clip. He thinks that she has Tectone derangement syndrome.
But yeah, I mean, I definitely think that Denims has tectone derangement syndrome. I think she is a very weak-minded individual that cannot get over her sexual thirst for me. And I just feel like she can't keep her name out of my mouth because she wants to be with me, and that's just pretty much it. And it
Isn't this the AOC thing?
sucks because I mean I'm already happily in a relationship and it'll never work. Maybe
I mean, with your track record, she probably just has to wait 1 year, and we just have another allegation up there. So she actually has a pretty good shot.
I mean, she did invite me to Fortnite a couple of years ago. Maybe I'll take her up on that offer one day. But the reality is that I just feel like it's honestly really sad. I do. I think it's really, really, really fucking sad
Well, those people are sad through.
because I understand that the heart wants what the heart wants. But Denims, I'm sorry. I will never date you. I won't. I'm sorry. And it'll just never work. And you can keep talking about me all you like, and I hope it makes you feel good making so many videos about me. But
Sad.
you're just not good enough for me, man. Like I'm a great looking guy. I have great morals. Everybody talks about how great of a guy I am, and I just feel like I'm out of your league. So yeah, I'm sorry. And yeah, plus I'll be real. I would never date a chick with an OnlyFans ever again, because why would I do that when I can just pay $4.99 and get
Why did you do it in the first place?
the whole thing?
So after many
Oh,
public
jeez.
exchanges between the two, most importantly when Denims has repeatedly accused Tectone of being an abuser, she decided to respond to that previous clip by saying this: "Going to make a special exception and share these DMs with the public. Do with this info what you will." Now brace yourselves. This is a massive expose right here. Yo, you want to play Marvel Rivals sometime? I know we've had poor interactions in the past and we've both said pretty awful stuff to one another, but I kind of don't want to hold grudges on people anymore. All good if not. Now, this was
Yeah, I don't understand this. One, why would you do it? Two, you know what I hate about all of this Twitch shit? How fake it is. All of this is fake at the end of the day. Okay? None of this matters. Most of these situations are like, Asmongold and Hassan Piker. Asmongold literally defended Hassan's every terrorist stake for the last, I don't know, decade at this point, until their relationship soured and suddenly everything was bad that he says. All of this is fake. These people have been like this for literally years, decades at this point. They have been insane from pretty much day one. And everyone's just, as long as they're friends, they're like, oh, blowing up that place? Oh, he's just joking. He's just joking. It's fine. It's pathetic.
sent back in January, and personally speaking, I would not want to play Marvel Rivals with someone who accused me of R-wording someone, but hey, to each their own. But this is the set of DMs that she provides that are supposed to expose him as, I don't know, something,
Yeah, and this is pathetic.
I guess. And the comment section is absolutely ripping her apart. Now, of course, there's sycophants like this saying, oh my god, he's so embarrassing. And of course, they can't provide a single reason why this interaction is embarrassing whatsoever. But of course, the majority of the comments are dunking on her. You can see just a random selection in order here. What was this proving or supposed to show? This makes Tectone look really reasonable and kind. Leaking DMs is a big no-no. This makes you look
Oh no, extending an olive branch to a literal terrorist supporter? That's not really reasonable and kind, in my opinion.
really bad. So he respectfully asked to play a game and squash beef. Wow, this is crazy. So all you did was expose he wanted to squash things and you're the one not doing so, and that's a win? Alright, LMAO. I have no idea who you are, but is this supposed to be a win or something? I don't know either party at all, but I'm not sure what this is exposing. Is there some hidden lore I'm unaware of? Because this just looks like someone apologizing for something and asking to play a game. Bro just wants to game with a fellow Twitch streamer. It's not that big of a deal. And it goes on and on and on. You get the point. A lot of people are just confused as to what this is exposing. Other people made memes out of the situation, like this person saying, going to make a special exception and share these DMs with the public. Do with this info what you will. Where he basically says some nice things about this person and their weight loss journey and how they behave as a person. But anyways, returning to the original post, people were confused. What does this expose? All it shows is that Denims TV is
All of this is just tiresome.
completely detached from this corporeal dimension. Like, I don't know where her head's at, where she thought this was exposing anything. It's kind of...
By the way, does she have rich parents? I mean, all of these people like Hassan, they have rich parents. They had never to work a single day in their lives. They had never had to struggle for anything in their lives. Everything was just given to them. She must be the same, right? She probably has, like, rich parents or whatever.
kind of embarrassing. But of course, I wanted to share this video for a more, I guess, a personal reason, because I can relate to the situation in a small way. It's not the same. It's not a one-to-one comparison whatsoever. But Tectone is someone who I had personal beef with about a year and a half ago, if you know the deep Rev lore. But we ended up exchanging some DMs after some public stuff, and it was pretty heated, but we kind of just like left and went our own separate ways and never really interacted for like a year and a half. But recently, Tectone
That's normal.
reached out. He extended the proverbial olive branch to me and said some pretty similar messages, nice stuff, and basically wanted to squash the beef between us. And I agreed. Unlike Denims TV, who wanted to leak these DMs and try to prove something, I just was like, okay, at the end of the day, beef with internet people is not worth holding a grudge. And no, this does not mean my opinions that I disagree with him on change in any sort of a way. And there's plenty of things we still disagree about, but I'm not going to hold an active grudge and try to sling mud at one another for
Wow, being an adult has benefits. Who would have expected?
the rest of our lives because we had a set of disagreements. It's not worth all this effort, and I saw an opportunity to move on, and we're going to move on. It's really that simple, and that's the way it should be with a lot of people, but that's not the route that Denims TV took. In fact, she has continued to double down on a lot of the stuff that has caused all these issues, and Tectone would basically quote a screenshot where he says, guys, Denims leaked that I'm a reasonable, forgiving person before she started calling me a abuser. Am I cooked? And she would respond further after that, saying, in quote, she's
Oh god, they can never shut up, huh? That's the best part. They just keep on going. How is this normal? How is this not insane?
so obsessed with me and even reached out to play Fortnite with me, end quote. I expose his lies. That never happened. And then in quotes, wow, this is what men get for trying to extend an olive branch, end quote. And she says, sorry, I'm not interested in olive branches from people who abuse my friends, essay my friends, and speak about women this way. And this is referring to allegations that were made about 7 months ago where someone accused him of SA. Now, at the time, again, remember personally, I did not have a good view of Tectone at the time. So if this was something substantial, you bet I
What is this, though?
allegedly leaked DMs between her and Destiny, which is very ironic.
Oh, Jesus, Destiny in the mix now. Okay, this is where I draw the line at, I am done for today, okay? Enough internet. This is sad. Anyway, that was Rev. Says Desu. Bye.